can I get you a plate of food? Drive you out into the wilderness and leave you for dead? I mean, anything that he has to do with Clark.
Mm.
From putting the light bulbs in the cart at the supermarket and slamming the dog food on top of them and nobody realizing it. But him unloading his RV septic, his toilet into it's in the bathrobe is just it's every one of my relatives, quite frankly.
Welcome back to the Chicago Cinephiles podcast. I am your co-host Daniel. Join with me as always is the jolly Stephen and the merriest James. How we doing today?
I wanted to
Feel
be
so
Mary.
merry.
I
Too
wanted to be
bad. I'm merry.
okay, Mary.
You're merry every other day, Stephen.
Okay, Mary.
Mary.
Having a good time, Roberta?
Well, as you guys may have noticed, we are doing a special edition today. We're starting off the I hate that my hat doesn't show. We're starting off the holiday season, the Christmas season, with some Christmas classics that we've chosen. We each got to pick one, and then the fourth week we're going to do something kind of fun for you guys. So be sure to tune in for that. So this week we it was my choice, and so I chose for us to watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So without further ado, let's hop into it.
I do.
So obviously, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was directed by John Hughes, our second John Hughes movie in a row. He was kind of big in the '80s, I've heard.
Just
Just a little.
Was released December 1st, 1989, starring Chevy Chase as Clark Griswold, Beverly D'Angelo as Ellen Griswold, Randy, I think it's Quad or Quaid as cousin Eddie. And then just kind of a throw out there, Johnny Galecki as Rusty Griswold, who actually is Leonard from The Big Bang Theory. So it kind of tie that in. It's pretty cool. There's also some other cameos and some famous people as well that like I'm not gonna name just because like Aunt Bethany's very famous, and then like
oh heck yeah,
what's the lady's name? Is it Lorraine from Seinfeld? Is the next door neighbor? Is that her name?
Elaine.
Elaine, thank you. Yeah, so there's more. Obviously, we'd be here all day if we were naming everybody, but
and she's Selena Meyer of Veep. I mean, she's in everything. So
that's just kind of a few things. But yeah, so with that being said, it did have a budget of about 25 million, and it raised or a box office about 73 million. So pretty good, return for your money. Pretty good back-to-back hits for Mr. Hughes. And with that being said, that's really all I have for, as far as the main facts. Nothing, no, it's not on the registry of anything that, which I'm not surprised because it's just a comedy. So it's not, it's not, Congress hasn't deemed it, culturally significant, even though we would say it is. Because this movie is probably one of the most quotable movies that we've done so far. But with that being said, I'm going to hand over to my elf, Steven, and he is going to give us a summary about the National Lampoon. So, Steven, take it away.
It's Santa. That's my elf. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation follows Clark Griswold as he attempts to create the perfect Christmas holiday for his family. But just like Clark's previous attempts at giving his family the perfect summer vacation and the perfect European vacation, pretty much anything that can go wrong does. Clark's enormously optimistic expectations for every aspect of his holiday planning leads to the literal uprooting of a gigantic tree that's far too large for his home, so many Christmas tree lights staple gun to his house that he blinds his neighbors and nearly causes a citywide power outage, and a house full of relatives, including the unannounced arrival of still out of work cousin Eddie and his family, who hook up their dilapidated RV on the Griswold property. Clark's holiday spirit is finally broken when the envelope containing the Christmas bonus from his company arrives, a bonus that he's counting on to put in a new swimming pool as a Christmas surprise for his family, which turns out to be just a subscription to the Jelly of the Month Club. That gift keeps on giving, Clark. Uh, in the end, despite the chaos of an electrified cat, an out of control squirrel, and a full scale SWAT team invasion, Clark and the Griswolds rediscover the magic and the mayhem and realize that spending the holidays with family is imperfect but priceless.
Excellent. In the words of the famous rapper of the rap song, "What the jelly, man? What the jelly?"
What the jelly?
That's
Jelly.
okay, Steven. That's a 2024 song. I know you've never heard of it, but it's
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bitchiness, bitchy cat.
no, that's from Friends, and that's my So
Came out in the 21st century. So there you go.
yeah, uh, but now we're gonna move into the what was going on during that time period during that year. Not that it was nominated for anything, but just kind of letting people know what was going on for that. So in March, Cops made its TV debut.
All
Every
right.
every
Gonna do.
grand every grandmother and every like I don't know. I feel like every Southern grandmother watches that show on the like daily. I know my grandmother watches it all the time
What you
because
gonna
it's
do?
like
What you gonna do when they come for you?
exactly them bad boys. And then speaking of bad boys, in March, Exxon oil spill was one of the largest oil spills in history. Which I think is why you always see like the Dawn commercials when they're like putting it like on the birds. I guess I don't know if that was the first time they're doing that, but it's kind of like I feel like it's like a cultural thing. Everybody knows about it. Movie related, since obviously it's a movie podcast. In June, Dead Poet Society was released.
Wow.
And then also in June, Tim Burton's Batman was released.
Uh, one of the best Batmans.
Agreed.
One of the
Batman.
best.
Agreed. And then August, the Menendez brothers murdered their parents. Some people nowadays say they were innocent and they were abused, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole as a true crime fan.
They just wanted to get on an episode of Cops. That's all they
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah.
They
They
were like, I need to be on an
they saw that
episode.
catchy theme song and wanted to get on it. Um,
Hmm.
in October, the Dalai Lama wins the Nobel Peace Prize in relation to the Chinese domination of Tibet. And then in November, East Germany opens the Berlin Wall. And the overall factor for that year, it was a lot. I didn't put it here. Was about basically a lot of uprooting and a lot of uprival or upright whatever with China. There was a lot
Oh,
going on there with like the what is it called, the Tiananmen Square, however you say it.
Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, like it wasn't the one where the guy getting catching on fire. It wasn't that, but it was just like a lot of students protested. It was a lot. So basically, that whole year, kind of how we usually talk about how World War II was in the background. This was basically globally. I don't know if it was as obviously it wasn't as important as World War II, but that was a lot of the things that were going on this year was all related to that. So there must have been a lot going on with Tibet and China. I mean, like I said, the Dalai Lama won the Nobel Peace Prize for it.
that's
Um,
pretty cool. And I think that's when that one gentleman stood in front of the tanks in Tiananmen Square. That's what's
that is
really
that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
God,
And we still don't know who that guy is this day. I don't believe.
you're crazy.
Um, that being said, let's move on to the fun facts. So I have some.
Daniel actually has fun facts this time. This is amazing.
I know.
So
I have some fun facts. I'm gonna let you guys go because I know too much about this movie and I don't want to steal y'all's thunder. So y'all give me some fun facts and then I'll bring it home.
do you want to go first, James, or what do you want to do here?
Sure, I'll go first. My favorite thing is, most of this movie was filmed in like Burbank, and there was like, it's despite being done in the Chicago area.
Exactly.
And they went to Breckenridge, Colorado, because usually it has heavy snowfall during the season. Apparently, upon arrival, the production team faced a snowless situation. There was like no snow. So they did a convoy of trucks to transport the snow to the specific locations.
Wow,
So here's the funny part is 3 days later, it snows 10 feet. And so they had to use
that's
like
great.
they had to like use those catmobiles, like with the treads, to get to the filming locations because so much snow. So, you know, I guess you get
I
what you
love
wish
that.
for.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
What you take us another one, Steven.
The one that I really, really think is crazy. I just have to talk about the ending. So the proposed ending, the deleted post credit scene, would have had the blow mold Santa sleigh that was blasted into the sky by the sewer exploding, crashing into Todd and Margot's bedroom roof after Todd makes a Santa joke before falling asleep. So they just cannot get a break. I mean, why is the carpet wet,
Right?
Todd? I don't know, Margot. I mean, it's just my favorite thing about the movie. Do you
That
want
would
to
have been
go? Do
awesome.
you want to hit one, Daniel, or do you want to give us? Because I know you have a lot of them.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll hit one. So, the one of the funny ones to me is that the famous ending speech that he gives, where he's talking about dickless and ballless, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. He forgot, he couldn't remember the order, couldn't remember the line. So all the people that were there all had around their neck insults. And so whenever he was, so like whenever they're filming and like you're just seeing you're seeing like their POV, they all have these names of the insults on them. And so someone in the year of our Lord 1989 is walking around with a thing around their chest that says "dickless." So I thought that was really funny. Like that was how he could remember like what lines to say, and like I think it was more to make sure he like said it enough insults, because I think when they were doing it and before he was like not saying enough, so like they just need to add more oomph to it. So they were walking around with, so I thought it was kind of funny that somebody was walking around with ballless and dickless on their
well, I mean,
shirt.
what is his name? Who was Jor-El in the Superman the movie? I mean, hell, he couldn't even remember any of his lines. He had to
Oh
like have
yeah,
them all taped around. So at least
Marlon
Chevy had
Brando.
Martin. Yeah, could have been a contender. Yeah. So at least Chevy's trying. Or as Gilda Radner calls him, as Emily tell it, Cheddar. How you doing, Cheddar? Cheddar, Cheddar Chase.
James, back to you. What you got for me?
So this just raised more questions for me because I didn't really know about the history about this, even though it's like I'm a movie person. But apparently there was no official soundtrack for the film's release, which
Isn't that
to me
weird?
seems like a crazy foreign concept. Like I don't know when that started, but
Hmm.
for the 10th anniversary, because you know how one of the first movies, the holiday movie, not the holiday movie, the first vacation movie, they did some scenes at Magic Mountain.
Hmm.
So they did a soundtrack that was pressed, like a CD that was pressed at six like 10-year anniversary at Magic Mountain called The First Vacation. And it includes like all the songs and clips and stuff like that. So like
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
I can't imagine like in the like I guess late 80s, early 90s movies not releasing like a soundtrack. Like I didn't know when that
Yeah.
became a thing. Like
Well, there were tons of them in the 80s. I mean, think about, oh gosh, I mean, pretty much everything. I'm trying to think of the one, Maniac.
Ghostbusters?
Not well, Ghostbusters, yes, but the one with oh gosh, the one with the oh god, he's a maniac man.
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're
you know,
talking about E2. But
but
I'm like,
you know, there
okay,
were a
so this
lot of
movie was
really.
just odd.
It's odd that this one
That
did
didn't
because it's such a weird kind of,
Yeah.
you know, what have you.
I don't know.
Flashdance,
And that
that's
just
what
put me
Flashdance.
down a rabbit holes. Like, what movie soundtracks become a big thing? Because I remember like in the 90s and the 2000s, they being early 2000s, they were big.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly, exactly. Well, I would say my other favorite thing about this is that Beverly D'Angelo improvised grabbing Chevy Chase's, you know,
Hmm.
when the SWAT team holds up the house, and she only did it in one take on the off chance it would make it into the film, which it did. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, it says nice little fun detail.
I mean, there's going to be a crotch grab. It has to be in the movie.
All right, I'll bring us home. A few of them. So
Hmm.
the first one is I was telling James this, and he thought it was worthy of saying it, but apparently the squirrel scene, the reason why it was so chaotic is because they originally had a hired or a professional squirrel, and then during the filming, the squirrel died of a heart attack. So they replaced it with a wild squirrel. So
Right.
like when they're running up the stairs and like running around, like that's a wild squirrel. They had no idea what the squirrel was going to do. Now it may not be like wild as in like like it's probably wild in the sense of like it's used to humans, but it's not trained.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a funny one. Um, and then the other
No, they went
one,
to the park.
yeah. The other one is
Give it a rabies shot.
I think you know this one. Most people do, but obviously Chevy Chase is known for being not the nicest guy. And Christopher Columbus was supposed to be the director or something or producer or whatever. And basically Chevy Chase like insulted him, on the set, and so he just said no, wasn't going to do it. So then that's what led him when John Hughes did Home Alone. That's what led him to get Home Alone. And then the one that I really appreciate, which is really obscure, and I appreciate their attention to detail. And you guys let me know if you heard this. So, well, first off, Aunt Bethany is Betty Boop. So if you guys didn't know
Yes, it
that.
sure is. Yeah.
And this was her last film before she died. What's
Wow.
interesting, when they ask her to play Grace, she does the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
But if
Yes,
you
I know.
notice the Pledge of Allegiance, she doesn't use the term under God, and you think it's because she's crazy. But in reality, the term under God didn't wasn't invented or wasn't added to the Star Spangled Banner until 54. And so if she's celebrating her 80th birthday and this is taking place in 1989, she would have been a kid, obviously in 1909 when she was born. So they didn't know under God. So she's not crazy in that sense. And that little attention to detail is fascinating. And I almost wonder, was this a mistake and Aunt Bethany just sang the version that she knew, or if this was intentional? You know what I mean? Like where they intentionally knew that they were like she was, obviously 90, and that she wouldn't know that the under God was part of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Isn't that weird? I'm sure she just sort of
And then like
forgot.
just like the smallest detail ever, but that's kind of cool in my opinion.
And get this, she was in The
Yeah.
Great Sitfield. She was uncredited in The Great Sitfield. So
Oh,
we've never seen
cool.
her. Isn't that weird?
Oh,
You know,
full circle.
but she had a big comeback in that. Like she was in Zelig, this crazy movie by Woody Allen. She was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. As Betty Boop's voice. So she had a
Good for
little,
her.
you know, what a great woman. I
Yeah.
just have one more thing to say. Both the dog and the cat, Snots and Aunt Bethany's cat, those are both pets of Beverly D'Angelo in real life.
Nice.
Believe it or not.
So,
I'm,
because I was wondering like if they were trained, like, or if they were just not the cat but the dog, because like how do you train a dog to be bad? I guess just let him. I guess just give him, like
you let him hang out at Beverly D'Angelo's house for God's sake.
let him hang out with
That,
cousin Eddie, obviously.
she's born without a tongue, Clark. But it's all right, you know.
All right, y'all. So let's move on. That was a little bit. That was appreciate you guys sharing and letting me,
I
still some of y'all's thunder on that one.
hit it, baby. Yes.
So now let's move into what was our initial thought. So James is the only one that hadn't seen it 100 times, or maybe not even at all. But so James, we'll start with you. What was your initial thoughts going into it?
So I have only seen clips of it, and this is not the movie I thought it was going to be. Like I had this preconceived notion about what this movie was going to be, and it was just not it.
And what was that notion?
Okay, like the Griswold over like lights. That
Mhm.
I thought it was like way crazier lighting,
What do you mean?
Oh,
and like
What is that a
house,
movie or
house,
something? Griswold over light? What is that? I don't know what that is.
the
no,
decoration
how
of the
like
house.
yeah, the decoration of the house and him going over the top of the lighting.
Yeah, I'm confused.
That like so there's like a competition to like do houses like that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see.
And like in my head, it's always all these crazy colors. It's crazy looking, but this is just all white, and honestly, doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, it just blinds the neighbors.
Yeah,
Like
well,
nowadays with
other than
LEDs, it would
that,
be probably bad, but and I
but
can
like,
I, I can speak on that because I have the Department 56 house of this, like the Christmas Village,
mhm.
and it is bright in the village, but it's not to the point where it's like, oh my god.
I thought it was
Yeah.
relatively classy, but
I ain't going
no. So
that
like,
far,
like,
but yeah,
like all of the other types of things in this movie, like I literally thought they went on vacation. Like, I don't know, like
Yeah.
just in my head,
I mean, it does say Christmas
like they went some.
Vacation, like you know.
Well, I thought they went somewhere, or like they were gonna
Also,
go somewhere, but
well, yeah. I mean, they technically did. They went and get the Christmas tree, in the middle of nowhere,
yeah, but like I
and
don't
then he
know,
and then
like
he
I just
flew on the sled.
I don't know. I just had
Ended up
this
in a
impression in
Walmart.
my head that
Well, we'll find out later if it was a good if it was a good thing or not. I know me and you, Stephen, we watch this every year because I know you watch it with your family, and I don't watch it with my
I do.
family, but I watch it every year as well. So I love this movie. That's what's my choice. I was excited to get into it. Stephen, anything you want to add? Like just your initial
This is the movie. We all have to be at the house. We all have to, and he'll turn it on. He's got it saved on his, DVR, which means it's some from some, channel where
TBS or
every
whatever.
person is going to, like, can you just get that. But yeah, we watch this every year, and probably because of the what was full. Let's just say that's his favorite line of the
We can
entire thing.
we can say that at the end. We'll let Stephen. We'll allow you to lose our demonetization on that one. Um, so then growing up, were you guys more a Griswold family as far as the decor? Well, I guess just Clark because nobody else really cared, or was your family more of like, I guess normal, or maybe even the opposite? Maybe even a Scrooge didn't do it at all. What level? Where do you guys land in that? I guess are you Griswold? Are you normal, or are you Scrooge?
I think my family was Mama wanted it to be tasteful, but nice, like really holiday, and she took it a little too. Uh, she took it a little too seriously. One year, she wanted a set of china from my father. So it's all she talked about. I want this set of china. So he went out and bought the china, took the china out of that box, went out and bought like dishes at a whatever store, like cheap dishes, put them in the box, taped it up, wrapped it at my grandmother's house, and walked into the house with it, and intentionally tripped. And she called him everything in the book,
She
every
was
word.
she was quoting Chevy
You
Chase.
stupid oh my, I can't use to, and of course that then we have Christmas Day. Well, open up your. I don't want to open up the damn thing. I know what's in the damn thing. It's a bunch of broken damn. And she opens it up, and on the top of it, it says, "Your damn china is in the garage." So he kind. My father kind of had a way of like making things. Let's not get too like crazy about all this. This is just a holiday.
That's
It's not
funny.
going to be perfect. So whenever we tried to get a little too perfect, it didn't
What
happen.
about you? What about you, James?
so like the outside of my house, my dad decorated, and that was very traditional. Like you had the garland with the thing wrapped, you had the wreath, and then you had like at one point when icicle lights became a thing, he would put that
Hmm.
around.
Yeah.
So like that was very traditional, but like our Christmas tree was just so overloaded with ornaments as like a child because we were one of four, and like every year we would get like an ornament, you
Yeah,
know, you know.
Oh
So
wow.
by the time I was like 10, like the branches would have multiple ornaments and they're like down. So like in that sense, like yeah, that was over decorated, but other than that, it was mostly relatively
It's
tasteful.
cool though.
that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, outside, my mom hates outside decoration, so we've never like we're lucky to put up a blow mold outside. She never. She's just and now she's come along a little bit. Now she has like she'll put like lights in some of the bushes. She's come along, but growing up, but inside we would go crazy. I know I've told the story before, but like we would have, I remember one year I was like 13 or 14. We each had our own personal like trees in our rooms. And so like I still have, I mean they're like a 4 foot tree, it's not a big one, but like I still have the ornaments from that, and it was all baseball. And then we had like an American flag one. They're all miniature, like 4 foot
Oh
trees. And
wow.
her and my mom or her and my grandmother, they like spent the whole year like doing DIY stuff. Like
Oh,
they
cute.
they decorated, they made all kind of stuff. I mean, it was really cool to see it all. And I'm like you guys, it was like it was a lot, but it was tasteful. Whereas my grandmother, not the one that helped, but my dad's grandmother or my dad's mom, she was very tacky. She was very into like knick-knacky stuff. And so like every single shelf, including the bathroom, would have some little tiny knickknack that was a Santa Claus. I mean, like she's the person that puts like the Santa Claus face on the toilet cover, like on the like on the toilet lid. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
then
wow.
like changed out the toilet paper for Santa Claus toilet paper. I mean, like that person.
That
Yeah.
is impressive that she found Santa Claus toilet paper.
Oh yeah, I mean the dollar store carries everything back then. If she knew what Amazon was, she would have lost her mind. But she was a little too old, and she's a little too Aunt Bethany by that point to
You
know what.
called it Amazon. Let's go to
Yeah,
the Amazon over.
the rainforest. Where? Um,
Amazon. She got everything over there.
but
Amazon.
just if there was and I'm not kidding, if there was a spot, I'm trying to think like if there was a spot for it to go, there was something knick-knacky, whether it was like even by the sink in the kitchen, there was like a little like frog with the little, and she bought like a little Santa hat to put on it. I mean, like, and like little frog was what you put like like the sponge in. She bought like she found like a little tiny Santa Claus hat, I guess a Dollar Tree, and stuck it on. I mean, it's like, I mean,
And it
like
just kept growing and growing and
I mean,
growing each
that's
year.
the stuff where like I love Christmas, but that's a little too much for me. I feel like that's kind of how Clark was.
I mean,
Yeah,
having
yeah.
like a 4 foot personal tree, like 4 foot is not that small. I thought you were talking like one of those little tabletop trees, but like a
No,
4 foot tree is not that small, Daniel.
well,
Like put that in perspective.
but yeah, like I don't want you guys to think we had like 7 foot trees in every room. You know, we just had. Although this year for Christmas, like I'm going over here tomorrow to help my mom decorate. We have three this year, so I'm excited for those. So that'll be fun. Like three
Wow.
big ones. We have three big trees. So
Wow.
we have like a 9 foot and then two like 6.5, 7 foot ones. So we're excited about it.
Just to
Wow.
tell you how
Have fun
my family
decorating.
is, literally all my mother, her sisters, her brother, my grandfather on that side, they all had Christmas trees completely decorated. Which at a certain point in their age, they would just unplug, move into a room that wasn't used,
Yep,
cover it with a garbage bag, and that was it.
that's my
They didn't want to
sister.
deal with like putting it all together.
My sister
So they
saran
blew
wraps
it
the
out,
tree every year. She's the
plug it in.
opposite. She saran
There you
wraps it and then unsaran wraps at the beginning of the year. That's exactly what she does too.
How do you saran wrap a Christmas tree?
very carefully.
Yeah.
I
I
Can
mean,
you
think
take
about it.
like I don't know, like
Like,
can you
if
like
you,
share a picture with your sister's
I'll
saran
ask
wrap
her this
tree?
year to do it. And like, here's the funny thing: this year when she took it out, it's also a fiber optic tree. It's like a 6 foot fiber optic
Oh,
tree, and it
Oh,
doesn't halfway work now. So only the top half, only certain colors work.
because she's
So
trying to.
so when it's like rotating, it'll be like pitch black for like two of the rotations, and then it'll be green. Pitch black. I mean, so like she sent me a video. I can send it to you guys after the call, but I'll find one or I'll ask her to take a picture when she saran wraps it. It's pretty common though, James, to do that. Like Steven said, putting trash bags over it because that's how you get. If you get a real Christmas tree, that's how they bring it home. I mean, it's in a net, but it's still essentially the same concept.
do they take the ornaments off or leave the ornaments? Because I just imagine the
Leave the
ornaments are
ornaments
still on
on.
there.
My people leave the ornaments on. Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's just because I grew
Let
up
me
with
look it
live
up. Let's
trees my
see.
entire life, but like
Hmm.
my family, we'd always cut down a Christmas tree every year. We drive 2 hours to go get it, kind of like,
That's cool.
but like, yeah, like I just can't imagine like leaving it. Like I would just assume your ornaments would break.
Yeah, but they're like cheapo, so we don't care. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
here, let me share my
You don't
screen
have
real
like the
quick.
family tradition of ornaments like that are
I
like
mean, we do, but my
I
sister
guess
doesn't. She doesn't care
40
about that.
years.
She doesn't care about that kind of
Oh,
stuff. Let me see if I can. Why is it not letting me share my screen real quick? Hang on.
My mother's the only one that went from a decorated like tree like that she would put into a closet to a little Charlie Brown Christmas tree that I bought for her. That
Let
plain lines
me.
and it sat on the table. That was it.
But that's perfect though. I love that so much though. You know. I here. Let me say
She
share.
loved it. She's like, no
Share.
muss, no fuss. I don't have to do anything with it.
So this is what it looks like once it shows.
Look at there, look at there.
So
All
see,
right.
you just kind of like lightly put it around it. You know what I mean? Like you don't like tuck it in, obviously. But yeah, that's what it looks like.
my mind is
Not
so blown
tinfoil.
right now.
Tinfoil would be a lot better too. I think, you know.
Hey, tinfoil
My
is
mind is
expensive.
so blown right now.
That's so funny, James. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean,
Tinfoil in this economy, Steven? What are
yeah,
you made out of money?
right. Like
Well, I mean, just and wrap it in egg whites
I'm
as
about to say,
well.
go and put your eggs on there while you're at it. But no, that's fine. Okay, controversial topic. Is Clark a bad husband?
Ooh.
I think for the time he was mid.
I think he's a bad husband. I have a problem with wandering eyes with married men, and like this is the third, at least the second time, probably more because I haven't seen the European one, but this is the second time he's fantasized and like not and more than just like once fantasized about a woman, beautiful woman that he's met, and it just feels like, I mean, it's just, I know it's part of the joke and part of the like funniest, but it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, she's a good woman in my opinion, his wife. Like,
When you have
uh,
Beverly D'Angelo, you don't need to look anywhere else. I
Ellen's a
mean, the woman,
great woman in my opinion.
and she's really good looking, quite frankly. I mean, have you ever seen
Yeah, but
Hair?
she's not as good looking as the girl in the mall. Like the Ivanka Trump wannabe is better looking,
I'm
but
just going to watch the movie Hair, and you'll change your opinion about that completely.
were you in that movie,
Whoa.
Steven? Or
No, because I was in Bald. I was in the sequel that didn't take off.
yeah, that one didn't get that one didn't take off. That one didn't grow on you. But yeah, that's my opinion. James, what do you think?
No, I just chop it up at the times. Like it was like the 80s, like that was like a joke, like
Yeah,
your wife is the old ball and chain, which it's like I know I'm married and I don't think that, but like I know that's like a common trope and
right.
joke. So I just figured, it's just the 80s. They were all a little bit like that. I don't
But
know. I was only alive for 6 months of the 80s, so I
but it
don't
was the
really know.
kid part. That's what like, because even like he's out with his son, and that's when, and like his son, has to snap him out of it. It's like, dude, come on, like you're in dad mode. I get like if you're like on a guy's retreat or whatever, but I just like, I don't know. And that scene is hilarious, by the way, when she's like, "Do you mean take something out for you?" He just laughs, like he just giggles, like every other guy would giggle at that moment. Steven, what do you think?
I mean, I don't think he's acting. I mean, even when he jumps in the pool with well, Chris, what is her name from the
I
first
have no
movie?
idea.
Chris,
It
I
doesn't
can't
matter.
think of
Just a
her name.
blonde model. It's
But
fine.
you know, I mean, I think in the way the scene turns out that his wife sort of says, "If that's what you want," and then she starts getting wild to make him sort of interested. But I don't think he would ever go through with it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's just me. And I also don't think it's something of the time. I think there are, quite frankly, what is the idiot who was married to Jennifer?
Brad Pitt,
Yeah, Brad Pitt. I mean, he went from her to the other beautiful woman, whatever her name was. I
Angelina
can't.
Jolie.
Angelina Jolie, and then cheated again. I mean, I think men are always out there looking at other things because it's not about the beauty of the woman or the not the beauty of the woman or whatever it is. It's about the man, and it's something. It's about something else. But I don't think it's a thing of the '80s. I think this still goes on,
Yeah,
quite frankly. That they look, but as long as they don't, you know, they can look at the menu, but they don't order. You
yeah, but
know,
I feel like the scene is a little racy. Her pulled her skirt, like it's more than just fantasy. And then it's a second fantasy whenever he's out at his home in their house and he look out the window, like, and he's doing this Christmas bonus for his family. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm weird about that kind of stuff. That bothers me, and I have a problem with it. But I
Well,
mean, it's
Larry David
obvious.
could
It's
be a
obviously a
doozy.
movie, so who cares? But like,
You can't choose who comes in when you're in that sort of masturbatory fantasy place. Someone will pop
yeah,
in, and you
tell
can't.
tell that to your next boyfriend. We'll see how that goes.
No
Let,
problem. Who's it hot?
let us know how that. Well, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you, the anyway, but that's just my thoughts on it. I
I,
don't know.
I
Bless
see
you,
what you're
choose
going for,
heart.
though.
What'd you
What'd you
say,
say?
James?
I said, bless you, your two hearts. Like, I think it was just like an archetype, a cheap joke. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
that's all
Yeah.
I think.
it's definitely like just part of like the like you said,
I
ball and chain, like totally. But
like I don't read too much into this movie. It's not like they were trying to. It's just a forget. It's like it kind of reminded me of the 30s like screwball comedies. It's just
yeah,
absurd absurdity. Like it's
no,
just
I
stupid.
totally understand. So then this is a loaded question probably, but do you guys have a favorite scene in the movie?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, I think it would have to be the Christmas tree because like my family tradition is we
Mm.
all pile the day after Christmas or depending like as we got older, like one day to go get a cut a tree down in Rockford from Waukegan. It was like a
Oh,
2 hour drive. If you guys aren't familiar with that drive.
Mm.
And it's like I get it, like going a little really far away and then like walking all out to go grab a tree. You know, there's a perfectly fine one like right front when you get there. Like, no, no, no. You gotta walk far.
Yep.
You gotta find one, cut a tree down, and then drag it back. Like, I get that. Like, I think that's probably why, and like hilarity ensues because like one year, like I think I was like 6 or 7, so no one believes a 6 or 7 year old. But we had like the tree mounted on the top of the roof of our car, right?
Oh no.
Like, in the minivan, think of that 90s minivan that's, kind of used. And then it rolls off the tree. And we're literally dragging this tree down Route 176. And I said, the tree fell off. No one believed me because it was dark out.
That's
And
even
then my
better.
cousin said, who's like a teenager, was like, the tree fell off. We should pull over. I was like, oh, my 7-year-old self was like,
Yeah,
Right, we still got it.
yeah. So like I kind of get that hilarity and like,
that's so
that
funny.
part of the tree was
They're
in the
doing a
back
rule
because we
about
were
dragging
dragging
a
it.
tree behind us, for God's sake. There's no Illinois state law. Come on, it's fine. No big deal.
That is,
Virginia
I mean,
is very
that's a
different.
good
Virginia,
scene just because that's where it start. Yeah, it kind of starts it off. Steven, what about you?
I mean, cousin Eddie. I mean, to me, it's just anything with cousin. I mean, from can I can I get you a plate of food? Drive you out into the wilderness and leave you for dead. I mean, all anything that he has to do with Clark.
Mm.
From putting the light bulbs in the cart at the supermarket and slamming the dog food on top of them and nobody realizing it. But him unloading his RV septic, his toilet into it's in the bathrobe is just it's every one of my relatives, quite frankly. You know, and those are the classy ones. And you know.
Well, I guess technically, if you could saran wrap Christmas tree, you can saran wrap your boss because he kind of does that. Like I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I know he ties them up, but it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, no,
But that's what
cousin
about
Eddie's
cousin Eddie.
hilarious.
He's like, I want somebody to go over there. Okay, okay.
Or
We
when
all
he's
know
like talking about hacking up a bone. Oh, it's just a bone. He'll get out of your system.
that. It's just to me, it's just cousin
No,
Eddie.
Eddie's good. I mean, Eddie makes it. For me, I already talked about it, but it's a squirrel scene. Just the fact that whenever you see the squirrel on his shoulder and they all panic and they all run up the stairs, like it's just
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
my
And then
God.
like a sentimental one, I do want to give credit because it is a Christmas movie. I love the scene whenever he goes up in the attic and
Me
starts
too.
watching
I
the
was just
Christmas.
gonna say that.
And that's part of too that for you because I didn't realize like this John Hughes is from like a short called like Christmas 1959 or something.
Okay.
And in the very beginning of that play when they play it, it says Christmas 1959 as like an homage to the original like idea where you got these from.
Well, actually, the label says 59, but when they play the movie, it says 55.
Or
But
whatever. So the label was the paid homage for it.
isn't that great though? I mean,
One of them was sorry, I can't remember which one. Well, yeah, thanks for
you know
catching
what's
that.
weird about that scene? Here's what I noticed for the first time watching this movie. He's up in the attic, he's putting away stuff. There are sweaters hanging from the rafters all over the place. So what does he do when he's trapped up there? He grabs, a mink stole, a turban, and pink opera gloves to stay warm. What? It was
He
like,
just
wait
wanted
a
to be
minute.
in style. That's all. He
Right?
just
Well,
wanted style.
Don't shame his divaness. You, Stephen, of all people, should not be shaming someone for coming out.
I'm
Okay,
just
like
saying it was beer bust, amateur night at the drag show. Quite frankly,
no, but that
and I
scene's
know because
hilarious when, especially when he's sitting on the attic and the attic just opens. God, that's so
when he
funny.
goes to the floor,
It's
trying to
so
get the
warm. Yeah. Again, never happen nowadays. You text them, "Hey, I'm in the attic. Come let me out."
unless you
Okay.
couldn't get
Fly all
stars.
the
Favorite line in the movie. This is where we will allow Stephen to cuss.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, I know. I can do this
Stephen,
one.
what's your favorite line in the movie?
I wrote a bunch of them down. Let me see what I think it is.
Okay, well, I'll go to James while you're doing it. Um, James, what's yours?
I don't know. It's like I think the tree is too big or whatever, and it's like no, um
Bend over and I'll
it's
show you.
perfect or whatever. Like yeah, like something like that. Like that was hilarious. Like I don't know if I have a one
No,
wineries. I don't know if I can narrow that down.
the one that Steven mentioned that I love was like, "Hey Griswold, where are you gonna put a put a tree that size? Bend over and I'll show you. You got a lot of nerve talking to me. I wasn't
I
talking to
wasn't
you."
talking to you.
Also, just so you guys know, the Chevy Chase watched I think it's Friday the 13th part 2 and mimicked exactly what he looks like when he comes out with a chainsaw. So that is totally on purpose
Look at that.
to horror homage. And then whenever he does like the cutting motion, that's what they do in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like he
Oh,
watched it and like mimicked the guy specifically. So that was pretty cool. Steven, give me some of yours. You said you had a couple
I
of
would
them.
just say, can I refill your eggnog? Get you something to eat, drive you out in the middle of nowhere, and leave you for dead? No, I'm doing just fine, Clark.
Is that this one or is that the different
That's
one?
this one.
Okay.
Oh, and the fact that the glasses they use for the eggnog are Wally World glasses shaped like a
That's
moose.
so
Crack
cool.
me up every time.
Fun fact, I found some of those about 10 years ago at a Goodwill and bought them and had them for a few years and then we sold them. We didn't, but that was like a fun little novelty gift there.
Yeah, I bought some for my father. I don't know if you've ever
Oh, you
seen
did?
those.
That's funny.
And
One of my favorite ones at the very beginning. It also, I like whenever they're all going into the meeting, and this is what we all want to say to our CEOs when he's like, I'm going to quote it: "Merry Christmas, kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass, Happy Hanukkah." Like it's just so funny where he's like, as they're going into the room, like they're just like he's telling them off, and I'm like, we would all love to do that. Anyway, I thought that was funny. But and then Steven, do you want to give your famous? What's the one that your dad loves?
oh, I can't say it. We'll get in trouble.
No, you won't
The
say it.
center,
It's fine.
the center was full. I
I
mean,
love Merry
just
Christmas.
Chris. I'm telling you, it is just. I shouldn't say it's every one of my relatives, just a few of my relatives, but it's the best behaved and the upper class relatives that I have. I mean, it's if you don't think those people exist, come to East Tennessee,
They do
for a little
exist. I
while.
promise you.
Up in Strawberry Plains,
With
or
RVs optional because that's fancy. Most time we just have double wides. Um, do
this
you
would look
guys
good in my double wide.
have any Christmas horror stories? Like where it's, I mean, because this is like one of the famous scenes where he's like, we're gonna be the jolliest bunch of a holes this side of the nut house. Like moments where it's like that, not like moments where you're like, stranded at the airport, but maybe it's like where nothing came together, where the turkey was burnt, or I don't know. Like, do you guys have? I don't have anything, so if not, but I want to give you that option in case you guys had it, because I know we have some very colorful families, so I wanted to hear if you guys had any
I
interesting.
will just say that I don't have anything per se, but my aunts do, because if you are setting up a holiday get together, and so and so is supposed to bring ham, and she instead brings turkey, it is the end of the world as we know. But do you believe that she? I mean, I told her to bring
That's
turkey.
all the
Now,
talk for the next couple
I'm
days, right?
thinking, what is she thinking? I mean, it's on the list. She had confirmed, and I finally would go. It's still meat. We can still eat what she brought. It's not a big deal. Well, I'm just saying. I don't know. She's losing her mind. That's what it is. She's losing. Ever since she married that boy, losing her mind. Losing her mind. She sure is. And can you believe the guy? Wait, she's gay. Lord, you could move in. I mean, they just talk about her the entire time. It would never stop. You just make one little mistake, it's over.
That's
You
funny.
know, if you've always brought the green beans and this year you decided to bring, a corn casserole, well, what the nerve? I mean, didn't even give us a warning. I mean, it's just it's the end of the world, you know.
That is true.
Kills,
Definitely true.
kills me.
James, what about you? Any horror Christmas stories?
So I don't necessarily know if I remember this, but you know how animals like to attack Christmas trees and like will like accidentally bring it down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was me. I was that kid when I was like 2 or 3. Like I would just like attack the tree and try to climb it.
That's
So my
awesome.
parents had to like try to cage me out of the Christmas tree and
Oh,
trying to like pull it down. So
Like the
like
Christmas tree's in like a playpen, basically. It's like, why is it in a playpen? Because James can't get a hold of it. That's awesome.
like apparently I did that when I was little. Like I would just try to like climb the tree or bring it down. I don't know why
Love
what
be
that.
three-year
my
old me was
tree,
thinking.
be my tree.
That's so funny. And if you guys have any horror stories, please let us know in the comments below. I'd love to hear those, and we can commiserate with you.
Hmm.
So similar to what we did last week, where we asked, realistically, is Dell truthfully like who you like in real life, or is he just, we like him because it's John Candy? Similar to this, do you guys think the neighbors were being ridiculous, or do you kind of side with them? What's y'all's take on this?
Well,
Well, I side with the neighbors 100%. Like he would try it. He destroyed that. Like when the Christmas tree was like, oh, we didn't get a Christmas tree. Well, we where we would get one on Christmas Eve, and it just goes through the window. Like, yeah, I get the neighbor, but
Right.
like if somebody crashed a Christmas tree through my window, I would be mad.
Yeah.
Like, who are you gonna find to board it up? So I totally side with the neighbors, even though like it's kind of hilarity. But yeah,
but
they're
they're like
totally
toast
justified.
yuppie like morons. You know what I mean? Like all those like the way they have their sound system, the way they're
Yep.
dressed,
And the
and when they work
stairs.
out clothes, after you take your shower. I mean, they're just such post yuppie. You know, so it's just so fun to make fun of them and to beat them up.
It would
You
be
know,
funny though. Like I will have to say,
on the
not
other side.
knowing like because Chevy Chase, the only one that he really truthfully did was like James said, the him cutting. Like he didn't know that the piece of ice slid off and hit their window. Like, and
Well, probably did, don't you think?
I mean, I wouldn't know. Like, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't like think. I mean, I'm worried about not killing myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy that I didn't kill myself falling off the thing. So like, I'm not looking at my neighbor because first off, like, what are the odds of that happening? But I will say, I feel like the perfect crime could involve an icicle. If you wanted to take someone out, just get an icicle, and then it melts because then the detectives are saying, "Why is the floor wet?" And Steven would
I don't know,
say,
Margot. I mean,
I
just
don't know,
kill.
Detecto Margot.
But you're, I mean, but in another great holiday Christmas movie, those icicles have been known to kill people. You know what she says in a Christmas story after he breaks. Those icicles have been known to kill
Which,
people.
spoilers, we might get to.
Oh
But no, I,
God.
I see what you're saying. I think they're both at fault for it. Because like we've also
Yeah.
all have all had annoying neighbors that don't know they're annoying, but they are annoying.
And that neighbor is me, probably.
Yeah, so see, Steven's Clark Griswold to his community because he's Ethel Merman and
I sing
reincarnated.
Mr. Roboto and the voice of Ethel Merman. Don't know what I got told, Mr. Roboto. And I'm sure they're like, what the, is
They're like,
going
what's
on?
going on? Who is this guy?
Or do my holidays, hold on now.
And
Sharing things
then
all.
this one, Steven's already kind of touched base on, but do you guys have a cousin Eddie in your life? Or are you that person? Steven, are
Yeah.
you are
I
you
have
cousin Eddie to your family
Oh,
or
I'm the
or
one
or
I'm the one they
or
tried to get when we played Trivial Pursuit in the '80s. They wanted me on their team because I'm the only one who knew the arts and leisure questions. For God's
or
sakes,
or
I'm
are
the
you the
only one.
yuppie next door because you live in Chicago, not in Tennessee no more?
We sound like
You're
a
the
damn
you're the
Yankee boy.
fancy. You're the Yankee, you dang Yankee boy. What you doing? James, what about you?
I,
Do you have anybody in your life that, or are you the cousin Eddie, or do you have a cousin Eddie in your life?
and I don't I don't know. Like I have a different take on Cousin Eddie. If you let me this
Okay,
sidebar.
sure. Please, please, please. Do you want me to give you my definition and you tell me if it matches what you're wanting?
Yes, yes.
Cousin
Go for
Eddie
it.
is someone who can't pick up on social cues, but is well meaning behind
yeah.
some things. He's lazy, but I don't think he has a mean bone in his body. I think he's like a form of autism, basically, but just as lazy. So I don't know what your definition is, James, but that's my thoughts.
Like I get what you're saying, but like, is he really that lazy? Like that man had a house.
I mean, he has to have a job
That
in
man
7 years, so that's
okay,
why I
yeah, I
say
kind of get that.
that's my argument.
Yeah,
is
I
he
get it, but I
is
was
he the
like,
bad husband? Is he the bad father? Not letting his kids have
yeah, like,
Christmas.
but like, I don't know, like I get Cousin Eddie maybe didn't have a job, maybe he wasn't trying that hard, but like, I don't know, I just thought of that family falling on hard times. Then I realized this is a comedy, and I'm like, okay, this is
Yeah,
weird.
I mean, because like they mentioned that he's been unemployed for 7 years, because that's what Ellen says. She's like, Ellen's like, well, they've been unemployed for nearly 7 years, and it's like I've
Yeah.
been there, I've been close to that, but not 7 years really, but like, and it's just I don't have like I have someone in my life like that, but they're not my family, but they're also like not lazy, but they're just like that, don't really think and like don't really like maybe not pick up social cues is the wrong word, but they just like you can't take them out in public, like that type of thing. Like it's just
Yeah. I know what you mean.
especially
I
when
know
he's like,
exactly what you mean.
especially when he says like, kids, the weatherman said they saw Santa. Are you kidding me, Clark?
You serious, Clark?
Like, like that kind of just cracks me up. So like that's
Yeah.
I think Cousin Eddie is best summed up in my favorite redneck joke. What do you hear right after a redneck dies? Or right before a redneck dies? Hey, y'all, watch this.
100%.
That's it. That's it. I mean, just
And he's
this
loyal. He went and got the boss. He said, "Come
optimistic,
on."
eager to go, just want to have, boundless energy, but, may not be couth, but has no idea what couth is and doesn't care and is blissfully unaware that there is, you
But would
know.
totally fall victim to a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, but would also be there and help you like rebuild
Right.
your house if a tornado hit it.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
he's that person. He's gonna show up.
Like I think you do need to have a cousin Eddie in your life. Just don't have a bunch of them.
Yeah,
Because then you're probably
there's a person you
because
want to call when something goes down wrong. You have
you
to
ain't
first
calling
call that.
Ghostbusters. You're calling cousin Eddie.
Hey, I've got some people here bothering me. Okay, come on, cousin.
And
Come
if
on
you
now.
have several cousin Eddies, you're probably at a mental institution. So please don't have several of those. Keep it to a minimum. You got one Aunt Bethany and one cousin Eddie in your life.
We call that a mobile home park where we come from.
Alrighty. So any final thoughts? Any final things you guys want to wrap up before we move on to our next movie here?
I just think this. I love the first vacation movie. I think it's just so damn funny. I liked European Vacation, but this just sort of takes it back to
The
the
it's the
fun.
same. Yeah. I haven't seen European, but I just know like that these are the two that are way more, you know, recommended or appreciated, I think.
It's pretty good, but this just is so
Because
extra.
it's just these three, right?
Well, there's Vegas Vacation, but it doesn't star Chevy Chase
I'm
very
saying
often.
with Chevy Chase.
Yeah, but it should be more.
What's the ones they did like in the early 2000s? Like is it like Van Wilder?
And Wilder.
Isn't that national? Isn't that under the same like
That's
national?
yeah.
But I like
Yeah.
obviously I know it's different, but that was where I first heard about it, and then obviously I realized there was older ones. But James, any final thoughts before we move on
Mm.
to our next movie?
I mean, it's an interesting movie. I'm glad I saw it.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
let's
know
hear
if
your
I love it as much. I don't know if I love it as much as you guys. Like, it was
where
entertaining.
where are you gonna rate? It's one of those movies that I think you have to watch more than once.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
Maybe true.
it's if you put it as like a tradition where like every year you watch it, you'll learn to like. And I know that sounds terrible because people are like, oh, after 20 hours the game gets good. Well, I don't, but no, like I
Once you
just
eat bark enough, you're
yeah
gonna love the taste of bark.
yeah like maybe we'll ask you at the end like we'll have you rank all three of the movies that we watch and you can tell us where you put it.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea, actually. I like that idea.
Um,
Yeah. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
I, I don't know. I think the movie is pretty good. Like, I don't know, like rewatching it would change my opinion, but like I thought it was an okay movie. Like,
and I recommend watching it with someone too. Like this is one of those ones where you got to watch it with a
true.
with a group. We're gonna
Yeah,
watch it
remember.
like probably like Thanks or Christmas Day. What me and my family will watch it, so
Exactly.
it'll play in the background. It's one of those things, and I like that kind of comedy. I like the slapsticky kind of humor. That's just I've always been in like that's been like because as a kid I used to love watching Three Stooges, and it's very similar. That him pulling the act down and hitting him in the head, him stapling his
Yeah.
arm to like that's just if you don't like that, you're not gonna. But like I love the slapstick type comedy.
I don't know if it's just because like I had such different
Mm.
expectations for the movie. Like I thought literally they went on a trip before they did. Somehow they did crazy Christmas decorating light that was all in color. I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just culturally. I thought I knew this movie, and then when I actually saw it, it wasn't like what I thought it was. So I don't know. Maybe I was just cut off
You're
guard.
like, when are they gonna leave for the trip? My God. It's like
Yeah, you're like, what is this?
it's an hour and a
Right,
half in
right.
already. There's only 7 minutes more. When do they leave for the trip?
No, it's funny.
But like Christmas bonus. It's like kind of like The Simpsons reminds me of, but whatever.
What are Christmas bonuses? I've never heard of those. We don't get those anymore. That's unfortunately
I know it's like of the time.
that's
It's
an
the
'80s
'80s.
thing.
Like
Like,
everyone got a Christmas
hey,
bonus.
if part of the times is cheating on your wife, like with the whatever with the hot maid or whatever the hot clerk at Dillard's, then let's bring back the Christmas bonuses. All right, so now we're gonna pick the
100%.
next movie. So Steven, I'm gonna have you be number one. James will have you number two. And I'm just gonna click random generator on my screen.
I'm number one.
It was number two. So James, you
Oh,
are the. So we won't reveal we won't reveal it, but just tune in next week for that. But this will be James' pick. So
The Boehner.
very excited to see that, and we know what it is, obviously, but we won't tell you guys. You guys have to come back and see it next week. Um, yeah, so that's it for us. Final thing, National Lampoon. Great movie, highly recommend it. We should do a tier list maybe like at the end and like kind of put our top five or something. This is up there for me.
and
Um,
you're going to watch Prancer, the other Johnny Galecki movie from this year, right? It's
yeah.
Prancer. Is that right? You're gonna...
That was a good movie.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so that's all I got, fellas. Any final thoughts before we dash on out of here and ho our way to the
Look at
weekend?
you! Look at you! Aren't you so clever? Dash on out of here! Look at you! My goodness!
I am
Merry
pretty
Christmas, Merry Hanukkah, Merry
Merry
Festivus,
Chrysler.
Merry Kwanzaa.
I am pretty good about the puns. That's part of it being dad jokes being my second language. I'm pretty good at that.
You could be in an episode of Sex and the City with all these puns. It's crazy. It's really good for you.
But anyways, y'all, if you have made it this far, we really appreciate you. Please do consider subscribing, liking, giving us thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm. Put something in the comments below about your horror story, your favorite movie, or whether or not how wrong James is about this movie. Let us know in the comments below, please. And with that being said, this is the Chicago Cinephiles podcast signing out.
Bye.
I